Hi, this is Lucky Robin, and I'm going to make a quick side dish using mostly Thrive ingredients. You'll need salt, mixed bell peppers, potato dices, green chili peppers, and chopped onion. And then you'll need 3 strips of bacon, some Italian seasoning, and some cheese. I'm choosing Mexi Blend tonight. You can just use cheddar or Monterey Jack or something like that, whatever you have. And if you want to, you can leave out the green chilies as well and have it not be that little bit of extra spice. Now, if you don't have Thrive stuff, you can make this just using a bag of O'Brien style potatoes from the freezer section of the grocery store. But for this particular one, I'm using 3 cups of the potato dices, half a cup of the chopped onion, half a cup of the mixed bell peppers, and a 1/4 cup of the green chili peppers. I've also put a teaspoon of salt in the water that it's rehydrating in because the potatoes can be a little bit bland and they don't seem to pick up the flavor as easily while you're cooking it. So the salt in the water helps with that. So that's just a teaspoon for 3 cups of potatoes. We're going to start out by melting some butter and some olive oil, and then we'll add in most of our ingredients next. Alright, we're going to add our drained vegetable in. And then we're just going to cook those for about 5 minutes just to get any excess water out that didn't get drained, if there was any. Doesn't look like I had much. And then just to coat these nicely in the butter and olive oil. If you don't have either of those things, but you happen to have the bacon fat left over from the 3 strips of bacon you need for this recipe, then you can use that to cook these in. And now I'm just going to add in a tablespoon of the Italian seasoning. So any Italian seasoning will do for this. And you could probably do this with Chef's Choice as well and give it a different flavor. But everything I've put the Chef's Choice on has been really good. And I think the Chef's Choice is pretty close to a seasonal. Just mix that in, and then we're going to let that go the 5 minutes. Alright, it's been the 5 minutes. Now if you're doing this from frozen, you need to follow the directions for how long you need to cook those for. I'm using a greased 8x8 pan to put this into. And the reason I'm using a metal pan is because I'm going to make this in my New Wave oven and not in a regular oven. The New Wave does better with metal pans than it does with glass or ceramic. Those are longer times, so I don't want this to take forever. So we're going to layer half of this into the pan, and then we're going to sprinkle some bacon on top. And I mean, if you had this pre-crumbled, which I did not think to do, you could have thrown it in with the potatoes for the last minute or so of cooking. So we're just going to crumble 1.5 strips in here. And then we're going to add some cheese. Matthew, can you get a 1/2 cup? Okay, let's see. Yeah, so about a 1/2 cup of cheese. And then we're going to start on our next layer of potatoes. You spread that out. Add another layer of bacon, another 1.5 strips. And of course you can increase or decrease or leave out the bacon. And I think this would work with the TVP bacon that they sell on Thrive, but we don't eat soy, so I wouldn't know. And the rest of the cheese. And this just goes in the oven for about 10 minutes. If you're using a new wave like me, probably just 5. Alright, it's nice and brown now. That's what you want, and we'll see how it tastes in just a minute. Alright, and for the taste test. Mmm. It's definitely worth making again. Might need a little pepper thrown in. Alright, so the original recipe that I got this from was from Ray Mac's Kitchen and Grill. I changed it up a little bit, and of course using the freeze-dried foods makes it a little different. But I'll leave a link to his recipe, and I changed, like I said, I changed up a couple of things, but it's pretty much the same thing. So I wanted to give him credit for this wonderful recipe.